expect this video to jump around quite a lot because I'm not quite sure what path I'm gonna take yet. Talking about my valve cover stuff, the AN lines. I'm not sure how I want to do this, so we're probably gonna jump from project to project and back and forth and all that stuff. So I guess hang on. My original idea was do away with the -6, which I absolutely need to do on both sides because it's just not big enough. My plan was 4 -10s, which is like massively overkill for what I'm doing. So I would have one here, and then probably one like there somewhere, but that's not really necessary. So I might only do one on this side, but then I would have 2 on this side, and it wouldn't look uniform. So I might do just -16, or sorry, -12. Wow, I caught that. That was pretty good. And just do one on each side. Then the problem turns into getting the hose over and across without making it look stupid. I bought all new stuff. I don't know why, but tonight my welding isn't like terrible. It's not crazy good, but seems to look all right. Don't look bad. I'm not a professional, but that looks like it'll do all right. All right, so that's what I came up with. I know I kind of skipped forward on welding this one. Everybody's seen me weld 1,000 things. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look amazing. I don't really care. The tape on the fitting so it doesn't get all scratched up. Yes, I know I should have done that too. This one I didn't bother because I was putting the hose on it. But I am replacing that with a like brand name fuel pressure regulator. For now, the breathers are in. Well, the breather fittings. That should stop it from being a pain in the ass. I don't know if I'm gonna run this line this way and over and down, or if I'm gonna try and go down and around behind there. There ain't a whole lot of room back there. It's pretty much where everything lives. So, if you can imagine trying to shove a -12 in there, be a little hard. We'll see if we can make it happen though. All right, check it out. Finally ordered it. The real deal clutch this time. This is Supposed to be good for 700 wheel or some Alright, so here's what I figured out for the catch can. We got this thing here with my smiley face. That's my dash 12. I made this little bracket out of some sheet scrap aluminum I had laying around. These go in there like that and kind of get squished like so. This plate goes in there about halfway down. Obviously you can see where that goes, like so. That goes like that, and then it gets put down in there at the level that the holes are. And then on top of this, I'm gonna drill holes in all of those squares, and then we're gonna put something like this on top of that, and then like a K&N style filter you'll see on the very top. I got another panel I'm gonna make where it has like a nice section and stuff. We'll get to that when we get to that, but this is where I am now. I thought this was kind of cool that I made. It worked out pretty well. You get 2 of these in there to increase the surface area, get the oil to drip down, and see what happens. Alright, so that's where we're at with the valve covers. I don't remember where I left off with everything. Honestly, it's been a few days. Well, it's been a while. It's now the 19th. I was gonna be super slick and, you know, drop the transmission and throw it back in super fast in one night and be out ripping again. Except for the clutch that I purchased didn't fit the splines on the input shaft. So I had to email the company, and then the company was very difficult to deal with at first. The man refused to believe that it was a defective part. He thought that it was my fault. I'll throw a clip in while I'm talking here so that you can see what the problem was. Sent it back to them. They sent me a new one. Went right in, no problems. In my frustration of all that process, I just kind of put the transmission back in. So that's done. Valve covers are done. They still need stripped and painted. Same thing this side. The hoses go that way and back down. I still need to get heat sleeve for both sides so that they don't get too hot down here, kind of like I did with that heat sleeve. I like the way it looks. I'm looking for a flashlight. I thought I had one. Here we go. It runs under the car. I still got to zip tie some stuff, that's why. And then they run here and up and through there. So that one comes from there The other one comes from the other side, and then it comes up and over. Both of them are plenty away. They're plenty further away from the drive shaft. I'm sorry about the camera angles. I'm gonna do a bolt here with a bracket in that spot, and then another zip tie and stuff here, and then up there, and obviously more in. All right, now that I'm done struggling, come in here. They come up through the floor. I am gonna like silicone that, but this was just so that I could get it in. And then they come out through the back there into my catch can. They're not done yet, the lines, because I still have to cut the length like I showed underneath there. I need to secure it all, and I'm gonna cut the length so it's all proper fitting. Okay, that's what it looks like. Done. I almost put the car on the ground without filming what I did completely. It's just zip tied, but it's like, so, and it's also above, you know, you can see how far down this is from that. So it's considerably above the frame rail. I'm not worried about it, even if it does get tore up. Oh, there they are. They're not perfect, but they're good enough to go on that fucking turd. Look at the intercooler. Look at that wrinkle black. This one, well, both of them look like shit on this edge, so I tried scraping it off and redoing it on this one. Looks okay. It looks a lot better than what it did, and it'll be covered by a lot of stuff, so we're kind of gonna call that good for now, and I'll pick back up after they're on. All right. So there's the finished product. Got my little mat down in there. You see all the holes drilled. Just the mesh back in there. I have plastic that I formed and just glued to the bottom. That way this is not bare metal. I also painted it before I put the plastic again, so it's not bare metal. This is just a breather. At some point this will vent out under the car. I haven't gotten there yet though. I made this little thing out of some quick latches. Goes on there. And then I'll put it in the car. And then that's what it looks like installed. So, lines run through there, nice and pretty. There is still a battery down there. I do have like the covers over the terminals and everything. I just forgot to include that part. Some of you might be wondering how I'm gonna jump start the car. It's very easy. I have a post right there, and then I can jump off the negative side on this side, and it's plenty to start the car. I've had to do it a couple times. I'm walking over here to grab my jump pack to show. I've used this jump pack on it quite a few times because I think the battery's actually starting to go bad. But that'll be the next thing that I do. We're gonna do the carpet and finish the trunk off. One day I think I'm gonna cut all this out for the spare tire and do like a recessed portion for like a bag or something. Or I might use it as like a built-in part of a diffuser. That'd be kind of cool. So it would be functional for aerodynamics, but also be able to put like luggage in it. So we'll see what happens. The trunk is now very solid, like you can. So it's just made out of this little backing board. I painted the edges so that if you see like the carpet just peek through, it's not super obvious, but and that's what it's